ByScott Pilgrim Takes Off hinges on a major twist, so if you're interested in going into the series cold, just take this with you. It's very good. Photo. NetflixScott Pilgrim has always existed in a strange little pocket of time, one that seems perpetually on the brink of techno-modernity, and this continues to be true in its latest incarnation. In the new Netflix anime series Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, out today, the world has spun on and the cultural references have been updated, but computers are still loud, blocky, charming things. Grimy music venues and video rental spaces remain present in Scott's Toronto, though you do feel a greater sense of their precarity. The future is encroaching from over the horizon, but Scott Pilgrim still doesn't care. After all, he's still dating a high schooler when he meets the girl of his dreams. Published by Oni Press across the 2000s, the Scott Pilgrim graphic novels bottled a vibrant feeling of being young and wayward in that cuspy Gen X era. Written and illustrated by Bryan Lee O'Malley, with later re-releases inked by colorist Nathan Fairbairn. The books followed the journey of a sweet but self-centered 20-something dirtbag who falls in love with the effortlessly cool Ramona Flowers and ends up having to fight her 7 evil exes. Along the way, he learns to see beyond himself, or at least in that general direction. The stickiness of Scott Pilgrim has a lot to do with how it captures the mess of being in your 20s, but its je ne sais quoi lies in the texture of its setting, a mundane Toronto that's cut with literalizations of video game and manga references. Despite possessing the lanky frame of an indie bassist, Scott happens to be a great fighter who's constantly getting into scuffles straight out of Dragon Ball. Defeated antagonists explode into a mist of video game coins. Ramona is a rollerblading courier who uses Scott's subconscious as an extra-dimensional superhighway to cut down on delivery times. Broadly popular during its run, the Scott Pilgrim book series ended up being adapted multiple times in one giant swoop. Most prominent was the visually extravagant Edgar Wright film featuring Michael Cera and Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Scott and Ramona, plus an absurdly stacked supporting cast that included Chris Evans, Kieran Culkin, Aubrey Plaza, Anna Kendrick, and Brie Larson. In a nod to the book's inspirations, an astonishingly solid side-scrolling action game was released alongside the film, and there was also an animated Adult Swim TV special adapting just one section of the books. All three came out in 2010, and each tackled the same story with streamlining adjustments befitting their respective medium. As a collective, they produced a fascinating effect, like experiencing different minor frequencies of the same fictional life. This new anime series, though, operates on a whole new wavelength.